Okay, Happy New Year, Knock.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so who are we missing? I saw Paula before, but Paula's disappeared.
Because now she's changing another device.
Okay, that's fine. So who haven't we got? We haven't got Kian. I was just going to say we haven't got Kian, and suddenly I see you up here. Hello, Kian. Hello, Kian.
Kiên ơi, mọi người bật camera và bật mic cả lên luôn nhá.
Knock. Okay, maybe you can't hear me yet. Who else are we missing?
Can you hear me?
Hello, Kian. I can.
Hello.
Can you say again? I couldn't hear you very well.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, that's better. That's better.
Okay.
Okay. Hopefully you can see me better this week too. I'm actually sitting in a different room with better lighting, I hope. So I know sometimes over the last few weeks I've disappeared into the dark, but hopefully you can see me now. Okay, and Knock is here and Paula is here. So we are missing one of the ladies, Mrs. Ha.
Yes. Dương Hà.
Zung Ha. Ah,
Yes.
and there she is. Hello, Zung Ha. Can you hear me? Zung Ha. Zung Ha, oi.
Yeah. Yeah. Waiting.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yes. Right. Waiting for someone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just waiting for Zung Ha. Okay. So what we are going to do today, just while are we missing anyone else? Is someone else missing, Mrs. Ha? Is there?
Yeah. Let me see.
There's one person missing. Who is it?
Khánh, Dương Hà, Việt Linh. Yeah, I don't know.
Tone. Tone is missing.
Yeah.
Tone is missing. Okay, maybe he will join us later. All right. Who haven't I said hello to yet? Kian, can you hear me, please? Hello, Kian.
Yes.
Kian. I couldn't hear you before. Happy New Year, Kian.
Yeah, thank you. Happy New Year to you too.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to share with you what our lesson is going to be tonight. So those of you who don't like speaking, you'll be very happy to know that tonight we're not doing any talking. It's going to be all writing tonight, okay? And concentrating on writing task 2. So we're going to be doing lots of writing practice tonight. But first of all, I've got a small test for you, as I have every week. These tests are all to do with common mistakes that students make in Ielts tests. Okay, so the test is describing statistics. So I will share that with you now and show you what you have to do. Does anyone have any questions for me, by the way, before we start? Did you have, Zung Ha, did you have fireworks on New Year's Eve in Hanoi?
Because we are still in quarantine, so we don't have fireworks this year.
So there were no fireworks this year. Okay,
Yes.
so everyone had to stay inside. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, a little bit the same here in Wellington. They cancel the usual fireworks, but people were still allowed to go out. But if you go out anywhere now in New Zealand, anywhere in New Zealand, you must have one of these. I don't know if you have these in Vietnam. This is a vaccine pass. Okay, so everyone has to have a vaccine pass. If you don't have a vaccine pass, which shows you've been vaccinated, you can't go into any restaurant, cafe, movie theater, anything like that. There are very few places you can go to if you don't have a vaccine pass. Do you have a vaccine pass in Hanoi, Mrs. Ha?
Yes.
Same thing, same sort of thing. So everyone has to have one.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Let's look at this test. These are words to describe statistics in English. Now, we did something like this about 6 or 7 weeks ago. I'm sure some of you will remember. We looked at the graphs and we used the words to describe what was happening in the graph. At this time, we're not going to see the graph, but we're still going to practice the words. So what I want you to do is sort these words into these 4 categories. Michael, hello, Michael.
Yes.
Thôi.
Yeah, Michael, can you read the first line for me, please? The first line.
Dramatically jumped half rapid plummet.
Plummet. Dramatically jump, half, rapid plummet. Thank you, Michael. Nam, can you read the second line, please?
Okay, downturn, trough, steep peak and slump.
That's great. Downturn, trough,
Yeah,
steep,
trough. I got it.
peak, and slump. You got it right. Well done. Paula. Hello, Paula. Hi, can
Gradually
you?
sharp, sour, surge, and steady.
Great. Gradually sharp, soar, surge, and steady. This one is soar. Okay. And knock, knock.
How?
Next line, please.
Number 4.
Yep.
Boost, gain, shrink, rocket, and diminish.
Okay, excellent reading, all of you. Thank you. All right, so what I want you to do now is sort each of those words into one of these 4 categories. First category, I'll read them for you. Words to describe a movement or trend upwards. Nouns and verbs. Okay, I've got the wee arrow here. So words that describe something going up. Second one, words to describe a movement or trend going down, the opposite. Again, nouns and verbs, the arrow goes down. And the other 2 categories, the first one, words to describe a slow change, adjectives and adverbs. Words to describe a fast change, and again, they will be adjectives and adverbs. Okay, so I'll just give you a few minutes to do this, please, and then we'll come back and check the answers. Thank you. So, Mrs. Ha, I talked to my brother in Thailand
Yes.
this morning.
Yeah.
Okay, just to wish him Happy New Year.
Yeah.
And he said that there is a lot of Omicron
Yeah.
COVID in Thailand.
Yeah.
He said, and I guess maybe it's the same situation in Vietnam. He said it's very hard to close the borders. So he said, for example, a lot of people coming from Myanmar coming across the border, because of course there are problems in Myanmar at the moment with the army. And so a lot of people are coming across into Thailand and bringing the virus with them.
Yeah.
And it's too easy to get across the border. So they can't stop them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's very difficult because now it's like the war.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But he also said that Thailand, everything is open now. It is almost back to normal.
Okay.
Like all the shopping malls, all the restaurants, cafes, bars, hotels, everything is now open because they are trying to make money and save the economy.
Yeah.
But he is still very worried. He doesn't go anywhere, he told me.
Oh, yeah.
Just because there is so much COVID around, it's dangerous.
Very frustrating.
Yeah.
Not chatting now. Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah, and he also said they are having some tourists come into the country, but some of them cheat, and some of them don't stay in isolation.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so they get out of the isolation hotel and they travel around the country and spread COVID.
Wow.
So again, he says very dangerous.
Yes.
Yeah, so he is staying at home all the time. Okay. Everyone, is there anyone who hasn't finished yet? I'll give you 30 more seconds for this. Okay, I can see Michael's finished. Excellent. Good work, Michael. Okay, let's go, everyone. So, Tone, I'll start with you, please. So, dramatically, which category does that go into? Trend upwards, trend downwards, slow change, fast change. Those are the categories. Trend upwards, trend downwards, slow change, or fast change. Tone, dramatically, please. Hello, Tone.
Oh, I don't think Satan is here.
I
Because
don't think he's there. Okay.
I'm thinking his.
Oh.
Mhm.
Maybe his internet is having a problem. Okay, Zung Ha. Zung Ha.
I think it will belong to a question.
Correct. Dramatically is a fast change. That's great, Zung Ha. Thank you. Kian. Kian.
Yes.
Jump. Jump.
Is the word to describe a movement or change upward?
Ah, not quite. Not quite. Jump, I think, is a fast change. Okay. Jump. Jump means to do something very quickly. Okay, so it's not a movement or trend upwards. It is a fast change. Okay. And something can jump down, usually jump up, of course, but can jump down. So I think jump is a fast change. We'll check all the answers. I will show you all the answers shortly. Paula.
Yeah.
Okay, halve, Paula, halve. What do you think?
Trend downwards.
Trend downwards, I think, is correct. Yes, halve. Halve should be trend downwards. Okay, knock. Knock.
I'm here.
Yeah, rapid knock, rapid.
I think it's an upward trend.
Rapid, no, rapid is a fast change. Okay, rapid means, rapid is a synonym for quickly. Okay, quickly. So quickly is a fast change. All right. So rapid doesn't imply up or down. Rapid is just about speed. All right. So rapid is a fast change. Okay. Hakan. Hakan. Plummet, please. Plummet.
Plummet. I think the word to describe movement trend upwards.
Ooh, plummet is, let me see. Plummet means to go downwards. Okay.
Oh.
Plummet means to fall. To fall. Plummet means fall.
Okay.
Okay, the way to remember this is think, do you know what a plum is? A plum is a type of fruit in English, a plum, okay? Plums fall off the tree, okay? Plums fall down. So when you see the word plummet, okay, just think of the plum falling down. Do you have plums in Vietnam, Hakan?
Yes.
You do have plums, great. Okay, so that is a way to remember it. Think of the plum falling off the tree. When you see the word plummet, plummet means to go down. And usually it means fast too. Something that plummets falls very rapidly. Okay, so it's probably fast change as well. Okay, Viet Linh, downturn, please. Downturn.
It's a word to describe a trend downwards.
Correct. Okay, Nam, trough. Trough.
I believe it's a downward trend.
Yes, I think so. I'm just looking at whether trough could also possibly be slow change, but yeah, downward trend.
It
Yeah,
might be on
either,
two sides.
yeah, it might be on two sides, but yeah, you got the right idea. Thank you, Nam. Michael, steep.
I think steep is downward.
Steep can also be upwards. So steep talks about the angle of something. Okay,
Yeah,
this is
it's moves up
steep.
and down.
This is steep going up. This is steep going down. Okay, so steep
yeah.
describes the angle of something. So steep would be fast change. Okay, tone, tone, slump, slump. Hello, tone. Still no tone. Okay, Zung Ha, slump.
I think it's a trend downward.
Correct. Slump is a trend downwards. Slump is something that goes downwards, but quite slowly. Quite slowly. Very good, Zung Ha. Kian, gradually.
Is slow change.
Correct. That's an easy one. Gradually is slow change. Paula, sharp.
Fast change.
Correct. Knock, saw, saw. Hello, Knock.
Ngọc ơi.
Nope, she disappeared. Okay, Hakan, Hakan, saw.
Soar.
Yes, saw.
Well, I think the word to describe movement or trend. Let me think.
Okay, I'll give you a clue. Saw is
I
another
think it's downwards.
other way. So saw is usually connected with flying, flying. And it's usually connected with flying upwards. Okay, so
yeah,
you
upwards.
yeah, you can talk about birds or aeroplanes soaring, soaring, okay? Means they are flying and usually flying quite high. Okay, so it is a trend upwards. Could also be fast change as well, but definitely going up. Something that is soaring, soaring is going up. Okay, who's next? Viet Linh, surge, please.
Okay, so where is it? A movement upwards.
Okay, surge is a movement upwards. Yes, I think, or it could be fast change as well. Surge, but yes, going up. Something that surges is going up. Okay, Nam, steady, steady.
I think it's slow. Slow change.
Yeah, it's a hard one, isn't it? Steady usually means no change, actually.
It's in between
Yes.
fast and slow. So I think it's slow. It's better.
Yes, it will be slow, correct.
Yeah.
Out of all the choices, slow is the best one. Yeah, usually something that is steady means slow change. In fact, there's a collocation. Remember last week I talked about collocation, which are words that go together into common phrases. Slow and steady is a common collocation. Slow. So those two words often go together in English, slow and steady. Okay, where are we up to now? Michael, boost.
Boost, I think, is an upward or fast change.
Correct, exactly right. Gain, tone, if you are here. Hello, tone.
Yeah, cannot.
Okay, all right. Zongha, Zongha,
Yes.
gain, gain.
Again, I think it's a upward trend.
Is a what trend?
Upward.
Upward, yes, upward. Something that gains is increasing. A synonym for gain is to increase. All right, shrink, Kian, shrink.
I think it's trend downward.
Shrink, correct. It's a trend downwards. Excellent. Paula, rocket.
Trend upwards.
Yes, usually upwards. Rockets. You think of just like a space rocket. Space rockets usually go up. Hopefully they don't come down too fast. Okay, if they do come down too fast, there's a problem. But rocket goes up like a spaceship. And the last one, knock, diminish.
Diminish is trend downwards.
Correct. Diminish means to gradually get smaller. Diminish means to gradually get smaller. Okay, so I'll just check all the answers with you and then you can tell me how many you got right. I'll show you the answer page. Okay. These are the ones, as I was saying while we were doing the answers, one or two could go in a couple of categories, but these are the ones, the categories I think they fitted the best into. All right, so upwards, boost, jump, gain, soar, peak, surge, rocket, downwards, downturn, trough, halve, shrink, plummet, slump, diminish, slow change, gradually or steady, and a fast change, dramatically, sharp, steep, and rapid. How many are there there? There are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay. How many did you get, Michael?
I get one mistake about the last thing that
Wow, only one mistake. Fantastic. Which one? Which one?
like jump. I think the last word I said. What was the last word I said again?
The last
the
one?
first one. The first one that you called me.
The first one I called you, was that jump? I can't remember now.
Yeah, I can't too.
Yeah, okay. That's excellent. Excellent, Michael. That's great. Okay, one wrong. Nam, how many?
One wrong as well. I mistake about the soar one.
Okay, so just remember soar is to fly and fly is usually to go upwards. Okay,
Yeah,
things.
Well,
Yeah, sorry,
I got
Nam.
it in a slow change. So
Right.
I got it wrong.
Okay, that's fine. Like I say, these are good revision for you, or maybe learning new words. So soar, birds and aeroplanes soar. They soar upwards. Viet Lin.
I also got one wrong.
Yeah.
It was
which one?
True.
Sorry, which one? You mean trough?
A trough. Yes.
I know this is stupid. English, maybe I've said this to you before, is a very stupid language in some ways. Okay, because the same word, even though it is spelt the same as another word, can be pronounced completely differently.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So this one, it looks like the ooh sound of through. Okay, but is actually pronounced trough. Okay, trough. In this one, the GH is pronounced as an F. And there is no rule for this, unfortunately. You just have to recognize which word is which word. There is no way you can work this out without knowing the word in advance. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, this is where English, it can be a very difficult and stupid language. Okay, because it's not consistent. So trough. Okay, but that's great. If you only got one wrong, you're doing really, really well. Hakan. Hakan.
2.
You got 2 wrong, Hakan?
Yep.
Yep, which ones?
The 2 one you call me.
The ones I called
Right.
you, which I can't remember. Can you remember?
You called me
I
2
can't remember.
times and I wrong double times.
Okay, but you can't remember which words they were. Can
I
you remember?
remember that it is soar and plummet.
Okay, so remember soar and plummet are the opposite. Remember soar is to do with birds flying. Remember plummet, to think of the plum falling off the tree, go down, plummet. Okay, 2 wrong is still okay, Hakan. That's good. Knock, knock, how many did you get wrong?
Actually, I got 3 mistakes.
Sorry, many mistakes.
3.
3 mistakes. Okay, do you know which ones?
Okay, the first one is a silly mistake. It's rapid.
Rapid, yep.
And the second one is, soar, and the last is plummet.
Plummet. Okay, the same ones. Okay, that's fine, Knock. Okay, I'm glad you learned some new words. That's great. Rapid, again, is a collocation that often goes with train or transport, rapid train. Just means fast. Okay, Paula.
I got one mistake.
Which one?
The steep one.
Steep.
Yeah, I know
Wow.
the word.
Okay. So, Paul, I thought that was one of the easier ones for you, but if you didn't know it, then of course it's not. That's good, Paula. If you knew the other ones, that's really good. Okay. So steep is just far. So remember, steep can be up or down. Okay. Steep often goes with a word like a steep path or a steep road. Okay. It means it goes up very steeply is the adjective, or down very steeply. All right, goes down quickly. Okay, Kian.
I thought I had one wrong is the word jump. You said it was fast change, not upward, and that's a
Right.
good word now.
Yeah. So jump. Yeah, jump is upwards. Things can jump down though. For example, a person can jump down. You know, you can jump down from the stair or jump down from the step. So jump doesn't necessarily mean upwards. So I would have taken either answer in this case, but jump, it is definitely fast. Jump is definitely fast. But in this case, I've gone for upwards. Okay, well done, Kian. Zung Ha. Zung Ha.
The first one is it, and the second one is trough.
Trough. What was the first one, Zung Ha? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Peak.
Peak. Peak. Okay. Peak. Okay. For peak, the word it most usually goes with is mountain. Is the collocation of that mountain peak. Peak means the very top of a mountain, the very top part of a mountain. Like the peak of Mount Everest is the very top. So peak is always going upwards. Okay, so you actually all did very well with that, even if you got 3 wrong. Okay, that is not bad because some of these words I know will not be so familiar to you. But please try to, if you haven't already done so, write down the ones that you don't know, all right? Because they are very useful for describing graphs, all right? Graphs and diagrams, So these are all usually to do with writing task 1. These are the sort of nouns and verbs and adjectives and adverbs that you can use. Tone, are you back yet? Hello, Tone. Okay, I hope you can join us sometime later on. All right, are there any questions about any of those words? Nope. Okay, let's get on to the next part of the lesson then. All right, so last week I started to share this with you. All right, writing task 2. So this is a description of what you have to do in writing task 2. Again, I'll go quickly through this because we did this last week, and I know some of you will be familiar with this already. Around 250 words, okay, introduction and conclusion, and 2 or 3 body paragraphs. It's worth 66% of your writing total. So you should spend about 40 minutes during an Ielts test, 40 minutes, which, as I was saying last week, should be plenty of time to write 250 words. Okay, 250 words isn't a lot. So 40 minutes, you should be able to think about what you're going to say and write 250 words. All right, these are how the marks are divided up. You get 25% of the marks for what is called the task response, which basically means how you answer the question. All right, so what ideas you come up with, the ideas you have, do you answer the question, and what is your conclusion? Coherence and cohesion is worth 25%. That's making sure you have the right number of paragraphs. All right, and up here, I've said you should have 4 or 5 paragraphs. So making sure you have 4 or 5 paragraphs and that they all logically lead into one another. So you have an introduction, of course, to start off with. Then you have 2 or 3 paragraphs with your ideas, and then you have a conclusion. All right. And linking means having longer sentences, not having too many short sentences of only 4 or 5 words. Linking means linking sentences together. Vocabulary, you get 25% for. Obviously, vocabulary is the correct use of language. Vocabulary itself, how many words you can show you know, and how you spell them. And the last one, grammar, 25% also, is reserved for making sure you have correct sentence structures, correct tenses, and things like punctuation. All right, so you can see, even if you don't have too many ideas about answering a question, okay, as long as you get your vocabulary right and your grammar right, okay, you can still get quite a good mark. Okay, so your ideas are only worth 25%. So if you get a question and you're not sure about how to answer it, you're not sure about good ideas, okay, still make sure in your answer that you use language correctly, such as vocabulary and grammar, and what ideas you do have are correctly organized into paragraphs, and you still have the chance of getting a reasonable mark. So if you see what you think is a difficult question and you think, oh no, I can't think of any ideas about this, how do I answer? Even if you just think of 1 or 2 ideas and express them well and correctly, you can still get a good mark. So don't panic. All right, so what we're going to do for the rest of the lesson is just concentrate on doing a paraphrase of the essay question and a thesis statement, which is all in your introduction paragraph. All right, your introduction paragraph consists of maybe just 2 sentences, 2 or 3, a paraphrase of the essay question, and a thesis statement, all right, which is a direct answer to the question and an introduction to the ideas that you're going to talk about in the next paragraphs. So again, I'll just go quickly through this to give you an example. The best way to improve health is to do regular exercise. to what extent do you agree? To what extent means how much do you agree with this sentence? Do you agree a lot? Do you agree a little bit? Do you disagree completely? Up to you. Up to you. Remember, with a lot of these, there's no correct answer. It's more to do with the ideas you come up with and how you express them. All right, so a paraphrase of the best way to improve health is to do regular exercise. This is what I have written. Michael, can you read this for me, please?
Yes. Introduction to task. Wait. The
Yeah.
paraphrase, right?
Yeah, can you?
The
So first of all, sorry, Michael, sorry, I'll be more clear. First of all, can you read the first sentence here of the question, and then
Yes.
read the then read the paraphrase.
Okay. The best way to improve health is to do regular exercise.
Okay.
To what extent do you agree?
Okay.
Paraphrase.
Yeah.
The most effective method in developing and improving health is considered to be daily exercise.
Okay. Almost correct. Is considered to be daily exercised. Okay. Okay. You don't need to pronounce the R in this word. Okay. It's one of those words where the R is silent. So it's just considered. It's almost like this is spelled D-I-D. Considered, considered is how it's pronounced. Okay, all right. So that is my paraphrase. Thank you for reading, Michael. That is my paraphrase. All right, the best way to improve health is to do regular exercise. I've said the most effective method to develop and improve health is considered to be daily exercise. So as you can see, all I've done is use more words to say the same thing in my paraphrase. And that's okay, because this is showing that I have, my vocabulary has a lot more words in it than just this sentence. Okay, so the next one is the thesis statement. This is where I say whether I agree or disagree with the sentence. Okay, so I have said, well, in fact, I'll get you to read this, please. Nam. Nam.
Yeah, the thesis.
Okay, okay. Can you read the thesis statement, please?
In my opinion, I agree that exercise is the key to health. However, I also believe that diet is important.
Okay, so you can see, thank you, Nam, that was very well read. You can see I have put two things in my thesis statement that I can talk about in my next paragraphs. Okay, I've talked about exercise being the key to health. Key to health, by the way, is a collocation. You often see these three words together. Key to health. Key to health means key to good health. And you don't need to include the good. Key to health is a very acceptable phrase, collocation in English. So I'm going to talk about exercise in one paragraph. I'm also going to talk about in another paragraph that I believe diet is important. So I've thought about the question, and remember, you have 40 minutes. So you have 5 minutes at least to think about how you're going to answer the question. So I've had a think for 5 minutes, and I've decided, yes, of course, exercise is important, but it's not the only thing that keeps you healthy. So diet is also important. That is my thesis statement. So are there any questions about this? Any questions about the paraphrase or the thesis statement? Okay. So what we're going to do now is you are going to write for me a paraphrase and a thesis statement for each of these essay topics. Now I've got 3 topics here. We'll all do the same ones. We won't finish, we're not going to finish all 3 tonight, so don't worry. But we are hopefully going to finish 2. Okay, so what I want you to do is paraphrase, all right, the first sentence of each of these questions, of each of these sentences, all right? Do a paraphrase of that. Then I want a thesis statement, which remember is going to introduce how you are going to answer the question. All right. Are there any questions about that? So I'm going to share this with you now in chat so that you can write on this document and then we can all see your answers. So what I'll do now is I will share it with you and then we will have a short break, okay, where you can go to the bathroom or stretch your legs or at least stand up, maybe have a drink, okay, and then come back and start working on these. Hang on a sec. I'll just stop that for a moment. Okay. Okay, so you should be able to click on that link now and be able to start writing. So you're very welcome to have a short break. I'm going to have a short break. Very hot here today, very hot for Wellington, about 25 degrees, which is very warm for Wellington. So I'm going to go get a drink and have a short break. And you can do the same. And when you come back, please start writing on the document. And then we will discuss your answer. Any questions? Great. I'm going to go get a drink. Talk to you shortly. Thank you. There is one letter missing to make it correct in this sentence.
Oh,
Art is an essential subject for children as it, okay, the missing letter is S, okay, S, okay, as it helps them,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, as it helps them. In this case, you have to use helps, all right, plural, as it helps them unleash their creativity and find a new aspect of themselves, all right? So S-E-L-V-E-S is the form of the word you need to use for the sentence. Has to be plural, okay? Because you've already talked about children, okay? So children is plural in this case, so themselves has to be plural to match. Okay, but the rest of that is good. Thank you, Kian. Paula.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Many people believe that art is crucial for students, while others consider it to be unnecessary. From my perspective, I think it is significant for children to learn art at school. In this essay, I aim to examine both sides of this problem and provide explanations as to why I believe that the benefits of learning art-related subjects outweigh the drawbacks.
Okay, Paula, that's excellent. All right. So for those of you who weren't sure how to paraphrase waste of time, all right, what Paula has done is just use the word unnecessary, while others consider it unnecessary. Okay, which is a great synonym, a great paraphrase of that. From my perspective, okay, is another way of saying I think. From my perspective is another way of saying that, which demonstrates that Paula has a good vocabulary because she can use a word like perspective correctly. I think it's significant for children to learn art at school. In this essay, I aim to examine both sides of this problem and provide explanations as to why I believe the benefits of learning art-related subjects outweigh the drawbacks. The only little thing I would suggest, Paula, is because you don't have many words to play with. So maybe I would just shorten this part a little bit, all right? So I would take out in this essay, okay? And just say, I will examine both sides of this problem, all right? So what you wrote is still correct, okay? There's no problem with what you wrote, but like I say, I'm just thinking 250 words isn't very much. So maybe you want to make sure you are using the minimum words possible in this part, in the introduction, so you have more words when you go to look at both sides of the problem. Does that make sense, Paula?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, good. So like I said, I'm being very picky with you, okay?
Yeah,
So what you wrote is perfectly correct English. There's no problem with the English. All right. I'm just a bit worried that you might end up writing too many words in the end. So that is a way just to, as I say, and again, you can just say, take out in this essay as well, because it's obviously an essay. So you don't need to say that because you don't have too many words to use. Thank you, Paula. Excellent. Sung Ha.
Yes. It is taught by some people that art is an essential subject for students. On the contrary, others think it is a waste of time. In my opinion, I fall for people who think art is necessary for children at school because it helps the kids to relax after stressful time of study.
Okay. All right. So Zung-ha, so same thing with your first sentence, sorry, as some of the others did. So you need to think of a way of paraphrasing waste of time. Okay. So for example, see what Paula did with it. She just used the word unnecessary. Others think it is unnecessary. There's a good paraphrase for waste of time. And there are other words as well. Okay, but you do need to, when you're doing the paraphrases, try to copy as little words as possible as you can from the original sentence. All right. In my opinion, it's good. This one here, Zong Ha, is not correct. I fall for people. I fall for people. It's not correct English in this case. All right. If you fall for someone, to fall for someone means you fall in love with someone, okay? If you ever use that phrase. So you have to be careful, obviously, where you use that phrase, what context you use it in. So you would say, I agree with people. Okay, easy as that. Does that make sense, Sung Ha?
Yes.
Okay, and again, as I was saying earlier, to Nam, I think it was, kids is too informal for this sort of exercise, so you would have to use children. You'd need to use the more formal word. And again, to be slightly picky, so remember, the question is asking you to discuss both sides. Okay, so maybe you would put, you would give a phrase showing that you are going to discuss maybe that art isn't so good for children as well, if that makes sense. Okay, but what you've written here is fine. The rest of it is fine. I agree with people who think art is necessary for children at school because it helps children relax after stressful times of study. Okay, so all that is fine now. So that's good, Sung Ha. All right, Michael.
Some people think that art is an important subject for juveniles at school. However, others judge it to be a waste of time. In my opinion, I think that it is necessary to learn art as it helps the young to expand their creativity and their way of seeing the world.
Okay, Michael, so you get extra marks for using good synonyms for children, okay? That's great. No one else has done that so far. Juveniles, all right? And the young, all right? That's very good. Again, you just need to think of some synonym for this, another way of paraphrasing this, waste of time. And again, I keep going back because it's such an easy example to Paula's use of unnecessary, okay? Others judge it to be unnecessary.
Okay.
Is a very easy way of doing it. It's not the only way of doing it, but it's a very simple way of doing it. This is good. In my opinion, I think that it's necessary to learn art as it helps the young to expand their creativity and their way of seeing the world. Okay, again, all that is excellent English. Just at your very first word, Michael, you made a mistake. What is it? The very first word.
Okay, let me think. My first word. I think I missed out the S.
Yes. What sort of S should it be?
Some people's.
No, it just this word itself. What is wrong with this word? What is wrong with this word? It's the start of a sentence. I'll give you a clue.
I forgot to write it on the capital.
Correct. Okay, correct. All right. So please be careful of that. They will take a mark off you for that. All right. And it's such a simple mistake. Okay. And you know what it should be. Yeah, of course the sentence should start with a capital. So just be careful. This is the sort of thing, I'm glad you did that, Michael. This is the sort of thing that when you, at the end, when you still have a few minutes left of the 40 minutes, to check. This is exactly the sort of thing to check for a little silly mistake like that you know is a mistake, okay? But they will take a mark off you for that. Okay, so the rest of that is fine. Thank you, Michael. Knock, please.
Okay. It's believed that art is a crucial subject that should be included in the syllabus, whereas others suppose that it's time wasting. I go along with the idea that art plays a vital role in helping students broaden their minds.
Okay, Knock, that is excellent. All right, excellent. Okay, so that is a great paraphrase. All right. Whereas others suppose that it is time wasting. All right. So what Knock has done, all right, is she's turned this phrase around. All right. And it is still perfect English. Instead of she's saying waste of time, she's made it into time wasting. So Knock, that is excellent. Well done. Okay, so that is a perfectly good paraphrase of the first sentence. I go along with the idea. That's great. That art plays a vital role. Good word. Vital. Important. All right. Vital is a synonym for very important. Important role in helping students broaden their minds. Okay. So, Knock, the only thing that you are missing out in this, as I was trying to explain before, I think to Zung Ha, is that because the question says discuss both sides, you probably need another sentence in here, all right, saying something like, however, other subjects are equally important. All right. So that means for the rest of your essay, you can have one paragraph talking about why you think art is vital in helping students, and another paragraph at saying, but other subjects are important too, because, okay, and then you list the reasons. Knock, does that make sense to you?
Yeah, okay, I understand what you mean.
Yeah, so you just need another sentence. So what you've done here, these two sentences are excellent, Knock, okay? Nothing wrong with them. Full marks for those sentences, okay? But you just need, because the question is asking you to discuss both sides, okay, you need one more sentence in here talking about the other side. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay, that's great, Knock. Any question for me about that?
Now I don't have any.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Knock. Actually, I'll just check how many have we done so far. So we had Nam first. Want to make sure we get through everyone before past. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Hakan.
Okay, some people think that it is important to learn art for children, but others think it does not important at all and make them squander a lot of time. I think art is an essential subject because it can help students become more creative and can help students feel relaxed after learning other subjects.
Okay. So first of all, some problems with your grammar, Hakan. Okay. Okay, and also your sentence structure. So I'll just look at those first, all right? Okay, so it should be some people think that it's important to learn art for children. So it needs to be for children to learn art.
Okay.
Okay. Some people think that it's important for children to learn art. But other, what word is missing here? Hakan? But other.
Others.
Others, yeah, you can have others, that's correct, or other people, all right? Others or
Okay.
other people, all right? Think it isn't important, okay? You can't say does not important.
Okay.
Okay, that doesn't make sense in English. So your first sentence would be, some people think that it is important for children to learn art, but others or other people think that it's not important. All right, does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay, this is a good word, by the way, squander, Hakan. That's great that you know that word, all right? It is a synonym for waste, of course, waste a lot of time. To squander something is to waste something, as in squander time, squander money, waste money. So squander is a good word. So that's great use of vocabulary, but again, the sentence isn't quite correct. Okay, so others think that it is not important, and you could say, you could get rid of this at all right, and just have and means they squander time.
Okay.
Okay, so like that, and I'll correct for you just to save time. A lot of time. Okay, I think art is an essential subject because it can help, and again, has to be plural here, so it needs to be students, all right?
Okay.
Become more creative and can help, because you've already said students here, you don't need to say it a second time in the sentence. So what word would you use here instead of student?
Them.
Yes, correct. Exactly. Okay. So don't need to repeat the word. Help them feel relaxed after learning other, and again, subject is plural, needs to be plural, so it needs to have an S on the end.
Okay.
Okay. Whoops, it's in the wrong place. All right, does that make sense, Hakan?
Yes.
Okay, do you have any
Thanks.
question to how
No.
I've changed this? Okay, so again, so you've got the right ideas, okay? And again, you've made a good paraphrase here, or you've tried to make a good paraphrase by not using waste of time, all right? Using squander, that's excellent, okay? But just some of the sentence structure wasn't correct, all right? So you just need to be a little bit careful with that, with your sentence structure. All right, so we've only got 5 minutes to go, so we will do number 2 next week. All right, so I'm just going to go back to why can't I see the share screen there? Okay. We're just going to quickly look at a couple of these idiomatic expressions just to finish off with. And like I say, we'll do numbers 2 and 3 next week. All right. So tone. Are you there at all? No, we lost tone for the lesson this evening. That's a shame. Okay. Zung Ha.
Yes,
Yes.
the
Can
first
you
one,
read?
right?
Can you read number 1, please?
Number one is face the music to accept
Yes.
responsibility or punishment for something you have done.
Okay, so very common expression in English. To face the music means you have to face up, means you have to take responsibility for something that you have done. Usually means something not so much bad that you have done, but maybe you've made some sort of mistake. All right, so to face the music means you have to take responsibility for making some sort of mistake. So for example, maybe you borrow your sister's bicycle to go for a ride, but the bicycle gets stolen. So you have to go back to your sister and face the music. That is, tell her that her bicycle has been stolen. All right, Kian, number 2, please.
Firing on all clients. You are working, thinking, achieving very well.
Okay, so this word is cylinders. Cylinders, okay? And this is a play on a motor, right? Like the kind of motor or engine that you have in a car, all right? So cars, most petrol engines have cylinders. All right. So maybe if someone in your family has a motorcycle can have just one cylinder. Sometimes there's more, but can have just one cylinder as part of the motor of the motorcycle. Cars usually have at least 4 cylinders. So if you are firing on all cylinders, that means all the cylinders in the engine are working, all right? Means you are working very well. Does that make sense, Kian?
Yes.
Okay, firing on all. So this word here is cylinders, cylinders. Okay, and one more, Paula. Number 3, please.
Fall on your sword.
Sorry, next one up above that.
Fall on your feet. If you fall on
Yeah.
your feet, you succeed in doing something unfamiliar immediately.
Okay, Paula, can you tell me where this expression might come from? Can you guess? Can you guess what it refers to? Okay, I'm thinking an animal here, Paula. I'm thinking of a certain animal that I know you are familiar with.
Cats.
Yes. Okay, and what can cats do? If you hold a cat the wrong way up, okay, upside down, all right, please don't do this, any of you who've got a cat, but I've seen this done. If you hold it the wrong way up and let it go, what happens? Paula.
Nói nhanh lên.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
Là cat lover mà không biết à?
I'm like it will fall, you know.
It will fall on its feet, okay? If you hold a cat upside down, like I say, please don't do this. Very cruel to your cat, okay? But I have seen this on TV, all right? If you hold a cat the wrong way up, upside down, and you let it go, all right, the cat can turn very quickly in midair and it will fall on its feet. All right, so fall on your feet means you succeed in doing something unfamiliar immediately or very quickly, just like a cat can do. All right, so cats always fall on their feet. All right, so if you fall on your feet, it means you can get yourself out of a difficult situation very easily, very quickly. Does that make sense, Paula?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Makes sense, okay. All right, like I say though, please don't try this with your cat. Okay, I don't think the cat will like it very much. All right, that is the end of the lesson for this afternoon. Thank you very much for concentrating. Can you turn your cameras on, please? I always like to see you at the beginning and start of the lesson, so I know that you're there. Okay, who can't I see? I can't see you, Lynn, and I can't see Zung Ha. Okay, now I can. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Zung Ha. It's nice to see you again. Okay, so just before I go, can you tell me in Hanoi, because this is New Year's weekend, is there a holiday?
Ai nói đi? Xem mà bạn nào nói nhỉ?
Yes, there are. We have 3 days to stay at home and no study.
Wow, 3 days to stay at home and no study, but today you are still doing this class. That's very diligent of you.
Yes.
Yes, okay, but it means there is no school tomorrow. Is that right, Sung Ha?
Yes, there's no school tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the same for everybody, but my school, I can stay off one more day because on Tuesday our teacher will have a third vaccination.
All right, so you get an extra day off. Great.
Yeah, extra one.
Extra day off, that's great. So you have 4 days off. All right, that's good. Okay. All right, everyone. Well, I hope you do get a chance to relax a little bit tomorrow. All right, and that you can take some time off from having lessons. And I know maybe you still can't go outside very much, but I hope it's not too long before you can. And again, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for working hard as always. All right. And if you ever have any questions about what we have covered in these classes, remember you are free to email me anytime. All right. So if you have any questions, for example, about the paraphrasing that I was talking about today, or the thesis statement, if you are confused about this in any way, please just let me know. Otherwise, like I say, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Happy New Year again, and I will see you next week. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye
Thank you,
teacher.
Rick.
Con chào bạn.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cô.
Chào con.
Ba.
Chào con nha. Okay, moment please. Okay, I can turn off the